Welcome back to Freshman Studios. Today we'll be counting down 100 facts about the Holy Pineapple franchise. Let's get into it.
Holy Pineapple is a three-part short film series created by Josh Druitt and M.K. Matthews for their studio, Freshman Studios. Wow! The idea for the short film came after watching the movie Christine and liking the idea of a character becoming obsessed with an inanimate object. Separately, they also used a spin wheel and put in random words that landed on the words Holy and Pineapple. The two ideas merged together perfectly and created history. The first Holy Pineapple is set in the year 2008. Holy Pineapple was released on the 30th of January 2021. The main character is named Floop. He is portrayed by Josh Druitt. More. Floop is 15 years old in the Holy Pineapple, despite his actor, Josh Druitt, being 18 at the time of filming. The idea for the name Floop came from Matthews, who said it came to him in a dream. I was in the shopping mall in a supermarket. Then Josh shows up and goes through the side door underneath the mall where there's an abyss underneath pathways. I was chasing after him trying to catch up, and in my dreams, I kept screaming Floop. That is his quote about his dream where he got the name Floop. Pineapples live for millions of years. They live in a different dimension than Earth called Pinapolis, where everything is made of pineapples. The pineapple in this film is named Pineapple Bob, which is mentioned in passing when Floop introduces the pineapple to Rowan Hat. Matthew's character in the film is named Rowan Hat, but it's rumored his real name will be revealed in an upcoming project. Matthews and Druitt also played the release of Floop. Druitt came up with the story and filmed it and directed it. Although Druitt wrote the story of the film, there was no script written and all the dialogue was improvised. The duo went to the supermarket wearing pineapple shirts, brought 4 pineapples, pineapple flavoured LP, and pineapple lumps. The man said to them in the parking lot, "Man, you must really love pineapples. Huh, truly inspiring stuff." Matthews was hesitant to make the film but believed in Druitt's vision and signed on to help him out. Matthews was incredibly shy to be on camera and mumbled all his lines, and just straight up sucked ass. The park where Floop discovers the pineapple is featured in all 3 films. Druitt's favourite scene is the one where Floop gets bullied as it contains his favourite song used by Freshman Studios, Funky Porno Music. On his favourite scene is Floop tripping over the pineapple and showing off his sweet, juicy ass. Matthew's favourite scene is the montage sequence. The Holy Pineapple is the first project they filmed for the channel, even though 3AM was released first. The reason for this was that Matthew knew nothing about editing, and editing 3AM was a much easier task. After editing was complete, the duo reportedly watched it 5 times in a row. This is Druitt's favourite film in the trilogy by default. In the film, it's told that Floop eats pineapples even before encountering Holy Pineapples. Druitt has stated this is from a toxic ex of Floop's who was a pineapple archaeologist. Photo contests for the pineapple were filmed, and at one point, Druitt and Matthews joked about releasing multiple versions of the film using all different endings. One of these endings also had Floop die, which is something Druitt pitched for all Holy Pineapple films. Holy Pineapple 2 had an alternative take of the opening, where Floop chokes himself to death while having a bad dream. And in 3, the new Floop ends up getting shot, but this was later retconned to not be Floop, unfulfilling Druitt's desire for the character to die. This film has 4 deaths: the 2 bullies, Brown Hat and Pineapple Bob. An original song was meant to be used for this film, but it wasn't used, to being made in 2 minutes and sounding terrible. An idea for a sequel wasn't planned while making the film, but they wanted to leave it open for the possibility of making a second film.
A sequel titled The Holy Pineapple 2, The Return was released on the 9th of May 2021, 3 months after the first one. The second one was set in 2009, a year after the first one. Josh pitched the idea as a detective story following Detective Cobraham, a man who had been tasked with tracking down the pineapple killer through his research. He'll find Floop and stop the pineapple. Matthews directed it and admitted it did not go well, and is one of his least favourite projects, but appreciates its weird offbeat vibe. At the time of the making of the project, Josh had moved away to study film, which is why they created the idea of a second Floop. The new identity of Floop was originally going to be portrayed by a woman, but the original actress left due to scheduling conflicts. Dee, who had appeared in several films at this point, was cast to replace Floop. Matthews was struggling with the idea of how a second pineapple could show up, and the idea of someone peeing on a pineapple could bring it back to life and made it into a story somehow. The scene of the three girls being killed was a shot at first. The reason for this scene having no audio was due to the loud wind. Jazz's death sequence took several attempts as the plastic knife kept getting blown away from the wind. The pineapple in this film was named Lenny. Filming took over the place of four individual days and was the biggest project that the channel had done up at time. The dog who appeared in the first film and the second film is called Evie. Detective Cobham was portrayed by Connor. Josh wanted Connor to play him as they were friends in high school and thought he'd be good for the role. Connor was only available for one day of the shooting, which means that they were tight on schedule and some scenes featuring Connor didn't get filmed. Those included Cobham using detective skills to track down Floop, going on a journey to track down the legendary katana from the first film, a training montage, an epic long fight between Cobham and Floop, fighting the pineapple and killing it with the katana, and an end credit scene of pineapples falling out of the sky. Uncle Barry was also meant to have more of a significant role in the film, but Matthews didn't know what to do with the character. This film had 4 deaths in it, the exact same as the first one, this time being that 3 girls at the beginning and Pineapple Lenny. The opening sequence was Josh's and Matthews' favourite part of the film. They mutually agreed it would go downhill after that. Josh was back in town and was able to film some of Connor's scenes and stand in for him, as they look similar and have a similar type. This did confuse some of the audience members. They didn't have an idea for the third film, but wanted to leave it open in case they wanted to do a third one.
The Holy Pineapple 3: The Revenge was released on the 15th of August 2021. Matthews wrote the story for this one in July with input from Drew. There wasn't an official script, but some scenes Matthew wrote dialogue for. The duo both agreed on the fact that they wanted this one to have a more consistent and coherent story, filling in some plot holes and providing the audience with an explanation of why pineapples fell out of the sky. The baby pineapple is the third in his family to go to Earth. Each film is a different generation of pineapples. Drew pitched the idea of having flashbacks to parallel the original. The pineapple in this film is a parallel for Floop and the arc he went on in the first film. The pineapple in this film was later renamed Larry. The pineapple was intended to be a baby when it fell out of the sky at the end of the second film. There was going to be a montage of the baby pineapple growing up over 18 years, but Matthews deemed it too complicated to film. They were originally going to have some random character in an alleyway give the pineapple drugs. When shopping for props, Drew picked up a mustache and came up with the character of Vinny. Vinny's entire monologue was completely unplanned and improvised by Josh on the spot, which confused Dee and Matthews. Vinny is Drew's favorite performance of his. He considers it the only role where he actually tried acting, which didn't end up sucking total ass. Vinny is spelled 2 different ways throughout the series, and nobody knows which one is the right way, with an IE or with a Y. Matthews wanted to add the drug sequence because he learned how to do color hue on Premiere Pro and wanted to use it in the film. In the film, the drink concoction is made up of weed, acid, cocaine, heroin, LMP, and pineapple juice. The actual drink was a mixture of random things Matthew found in the fridge and pantry and said it smelled absolutely horrible. Matthews didn't want to kill off the pineapple because it'd be too similar to the previous films, and didn't want to bring in a 4th new pineapple into the series. The baby pineapple was originally meant to kill Floop using telekinesis. The 3rd film was filmed straight after they finished filming The Life of Pickle Rick Episode 4. It was shot in its entirety in a day. The film takes place in 2027, which is 18 years after its predecessor. This is Matthew's favorite film out of the trilogy. Vinny is the only character who's lost his virginity. This is the only Holy Pineapple to not feature funky porno music, something which Drew was disappointed with as he considered it a staple of the series. This was meant to be the last Pineapple project made. At the last minute, they added the end sequence of Floop returning just in case they wanted to do more with the series. Pineapples are incredibly dangerous species in this world, having a supernatural anger and a thirst for death. This film has the least amount of deaths in the series, featuring only one death, the second Floop.
Josh and Matthews each played 4 characters in the trilogy. Josh played Floop, Vinny, Bully 1, and stood in for scenes of Detective Coverham. Matthews played Bro and Hat, Uncle Barry, Bully number 2, and a random person at the park. After the trilogy, a theatrical movie and a reboot were considered, as was a documentary. A solo Floop story was pitched as a way to kill off Josh's character, but the duo agreed to make it to explain potholes and series lore better. Floop, a Holy Pineapple story, is expected to be released this year. A biopic about the Holy Pineapple series was also considered. Matthews wanted Floop to return for the 4th film, but Josh wasn't initially on board until they came up with the idea they both liked. A character called Craig was scraped off as the first draft of the 4th film. Josh originally wrote the character as a comic relief, but ended up forgetting about him and decided he was useless. The duo agreed that the improv approach from the first 3 projects wouldn't work for the 4th film, and it had to have a script with the charm of the originals. The Holy Pineapple 4: The Resurgence is set to begin production sometime this year, and a 5th film has been talked about, but has no plans yet. Matthews is excited for the film series to end, as it ended up being such a big project with so many characters and different actors and set pieces. It's hard to achieve with no budget and full-time jobs. The duo always had a rough outline of how they wanted to end the franchise, but it's not public information. More spin-offs and sequels have been discussed, but not greenlight, including a rumored Vinny spin-off consisting of 5 episodes. Matthews and Josh have stated that other Freshman Studio projects are in the same universe as the Holy Pineapple, including Night Killings. An Uncle Barry spin-off has been considered by Josh to explore the Holy Pineapple's cult. Matthew and Josh are primarily known as the Pineapple Guys, and that they are okay with it. Every film has its 4 deaths in it, besides the 3rd film, which has only 1. Every film in the trilogy was released 3 months apart, whereas the next installment is expected release 2 years after the Holy Pineapple 3 came out. Matthews thinks that the 4th film is going to be the best one of the franchise. Josh and Matthews both received diplomas in film and television. Matthews' favourite part about editing is doing the edits and graphics. The duo never expected the series to be a success, but are glad it was. Thank you for watching 100 Facts about the Holy Pineapple franchise. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow the TikTok and Instagram. Links will be down below.